You were officially at your limit. A whole week, 7 long, excruciating days of being ignored by Bakugou Katsuki. And for what? A dumb argument that wasn't even that serious. You barely even remembered what it was about or what started it. Something about him being reckless, you called him out for it, he snapped at you. Yeah, that sounded about right. But it did really warrant him shutting you out completely? You didn't think so. But apparently he did. And the worst part, he wasn't even ignoring everyone. Nope. He was talking to Kirishima, Kaminari, hell, even Midoriya. But you? Nothing. It was like you didn't even exist. You tried everything. Everything to get his attention. At first, you just gave him space, assuming maybe he just needed to cool off, but when that didn't work, you resorted to more direct tactics, lingering around him, accidentally, on purpose, bumping into him, and even dramatically sighing whenever he was nearby. Nothing. So now you sat on the common room couch, arms crossed, wrapped in one of Bakugou's hoodies, which you definitely had stolen out of spite, pouting like your life depended on it. Dude, Kirishima finally spoke, breaking you from your sulking. Are you seriously still mad about Bakugou ignoring you? You turned your head, glaring at the redhead. Of course I am. It's been a week, Kiri. A week. He's talking to everyone but me, his partner. Kirishima winced, scratching the back of his neck. Yeah, that's rough, but you know how he is. He's stubborn. As stubborn as hell, and you might have been the one to break the ice. Okay? You huffed. Why do I have to be the one? He's the one being petty. You're both being petty, he spoke. Your jaw dropped. Excuse me, I'm the victim here. Kirishima gave you a knowing look. You're also wearing his hoodie like a sulking puppy in the common room. Your point? My point is you clearly want to fix things, so go fix things. You groaned, sinking further into the couch. Talking to him meant putting yourself at risk for more silent treatment, and, let's be real, your pride could only take so much. So you were tired of this. But you just decided to do it. You were tired of pretending that you didn't care when in reality, all you wanted to do was hear his grumpy little voice again. Even if it meant he was yelling at you. With a dramatic sigh, you stood up. Fine, but if he blows me up again, I'm throwing his protein powder in the trash. Kirishima chuckled. Fair. Standing outside Bakugou's door, you hesitated. Maybe this was a bad idea. And it was too late. You had already knocked. Silence. You knocked again. A little bit more forceful this time. Bakugou? Open up. You called. Nothing. Your eye twitched. I know you're in there, so don't make me kick this door down. A heavy sigh came from inside before the door finally swung open, revealing a very grumpy Bakugou. His blonde hair was messy and his tank top was wrinkled. His eyes were laced with irritation. What do you want? He said, his voice flat and indifferent. You sighed, and his voice just reminded you it was like he was standing in front of someone he hadn't been dating for months. Your chest ached at the coldness in his tone, but you pushed forward. Oh, I don't know. Maybe for my boyfriend to stop ignoring me? He scoffed, leaning against the doorway. Didn't seem to bother you before. You gaped at him. Didn't? Are you serious? I've been miserable all week. Not my problem. You inhaled sharply, trying to keep your frustration in check. Oh, so you are still mad. He looked away, scoffing, crossing his arms. I'm not mad. Oh? Then why have you been acting like I don't even exist? Silence. You stepped forward, voice softer. Cats, just talk to me. Please? His jaw clenched, eyes still avoiding yours. What is there to talk about? You sighed. I don't know about why you're still upset and why you're ignoring me, and I had to stand outside your door for like 5 minutes before you even acknowledged me. Finally, his eyes looked into yours, and something in them cracked. He looked frustrated, sure, but underneath there was hurt. You called me reckless, he muttered. You blinked. What? The argument, he clarified, fist tightening. He said I was reckless, that I don't already know that. Like, I don't try to be better. Your heart sank. Oh, Katsuki, that's not what I meant. I wasn't trying to say you were reckless all the time. I got scared. You got hurt and I panicked. I didn't mean to make you feel like I didn't trust you. He exhaled sharply, running a hand through his hair. I know. I don't like being told I'm not good enough. Your chest ached. I wasn't. You're more than good enough, Katsuki. You're amazing. He scoffed, but his ears were turning red. Shut up. He smiled. I'm not until you stop ignoring me. I wasn't ignoring you, he mumbled. Oh, really? You just pretended you weren't in the room, just for fun? Yeah. You snorted. Liar. He sighed again, rubbing back of his neck. I was being an ass, okay? You happy now? He grinned. Get in there. That's how you missed me. Hell no. Say it. He bossed him. He looked away, grumbling under his breath. I missed you. You smiled. Louder. He scowled. I missed you, dumbass. Happy now? Your heart swelled, and without thinking, you threw yourself at him, wrapping your arms around his neck, and he stiffened for a second before begrudgingly resting his hands on your back. Yeah, you murmured. I am. Now, about my revenge for the silent treatment. Oh, for fuck's sake, Katsuki groaned. Maybe Bakugo was stubborn and grumpy and a little too prideful for his own good, but he was your stubborn and grumpy. And at the end of the day, he always came back to you, even if it took a week. But it'd been a week since Bakugo started the silent treatment, and you were officially done. Listen, even after he technically forgave you, it was still weird. Like, I mean, you guys had this whole moment where he said he missed you and forgave you, but he still kind of wasn't acting like it, so you couldn't take it anymore. You thought you guys were good. You thought, like, you know, he was okay with it, but it was driving you crazy. You were sitting in the common room again, and it was like deja vu. In your comfiest PJs and Bakugo's oversized shirt that you had found in the laundry, and without a second you had snatched it up. If he was going to be petty, you were going to take full advantage of it. You were not going to let him forget about who you were. Kirishima ironically sat next to you, giving you more deja vu. Man, I think you just gotta give him some time to cool off. You know how he is. No! You groaned, leaning your head back against the couch dramatically. I'm not gonna sit here while he ignores me again. I'm not gonna wait around like a damsel in distress, waiting for him to notice me. We had a whole moment, you know, so I don't know why he's acting like this. Kirishima chuckled. You know you're doing exactly that. Acting like a damsel in distress. You shot him a look. Shut up, Kiri. He smiled knowingly. Before you could say anything, you pushed yourself up. I'm going to talk to him. Enough is enough. Kirishima looked like he wanted to say something, but wisely the man kept his mouth shut. You were going to wait around for him to finally actually forgive you. You were very mad that he wasn't forgiving you because you had a whole moment. You marched down the hallway, feeling like you were replaying this scene from a week earlier. Nervousness was piling in you, but it wasn't stopping you. The only thing in your mind was to get to Bakugo's room and demanding he talks to you. Knocking on the door, you didn't wait for an invitation, you pushed it open when you heard a faint sound of movement from inside. There he was, sitting at the desk, scribbling furiously on his notebook with his headphones in. He didn't even look up at you when you entered, which honestly was your last straw. You took a big deep breath in, your patience wearing extremely thin. Bakugou? Nothing. You stepped into the room, feeling the weight of the silence within you. Katsuki. You tried again. Nothing. Still nothing. You could feel the irritation bubbling in your chest. You clench your fist. What? You seriously gonna ignore me while you do homework? He huffed, adjusting his headphones, but didn't answer. His jaw clenched, and he was clearly trying to focus on whatever he was working on. That's it. You weren't gonna let him pretend that you weren't in this freaking room right now. You made a decision. You weren't gonna beg, and you weren't going to sulk and ask for his attention like some sad, dramatic baby. You were gonna get it one way or another. So without thinking, you pulled off your shirt and tossed it aside, standing there in nothing but your PJs, feeling a sense of power come through you. The sound of your shirt hitting the floor, his shirt hitting the floor, was louder than you expected, actually, but it was enough to make Bakugou snap out of his intense focus. His eyes flickered to you. You gotta be fucking kidding me. You raised an eyebrow, meeting his gaze with much confidence as you could muster, trying not to let your nervousness show. Does this get your attention? His face flushed red, his eyes widening in surprise, but his lips pressed to a thin line. He forced himself to look away. I'm busy. Oh, really? You placed a hand on your hip. You've been busy for like a week now, and I've had enough. I thought we were good. You moved closer, feeling a rush of adrenaline as you approached him. Listen, do we need to talk? No, we do need to talk, you stated, like a fact. We need to talk, and you're going to listen to me because I'm sick of you acting like a child and ignoring me for no reason. I'm so tired of it. Bakugou scowled, clearly trying to suppress his frustration. You think I don't know what I'm doing? You think I'm just gonna... You cut him off with a dramatic sigh. Ugh, you've been ignoring me again, and I'm over it. I'm not asking for much, just a freaking conversation. Acknowledge me like you give a shit. He opened his mouth and to say something, but you weren't done. Look at me, like really look at me. His eyes met yours for a moment, and for a brief moment you saw a flicker of guilt behind his usual scowl. You've been like avoiding me like I got the frickin' plague. Like I don't matter. You softened your tone. And you matter to me, so stop treating me like I'm invisible. For a long moment he said nothing, just sat there. Like he was trying to hold himself back, clenching the desk. You felt the weight of his stubbornness, and it made your heart ache. Finally his voice broke the silence. I didn't want to talk to you, because I didn't want to make it worse. You blinked. What do you mean? His gaze shifted, eyes avoiding yours again. I don't know how to explain it. I don't like being wrong. I don't like looking like a fucking idiot. You called me reckless. It pissed me off. I was just mad at myself. Your chest tightened as you looked at him and took a step forward. Katsuki, you're not an idiot. I didn't mean to make you feel like that. I was just worried. Yeah, I get it. I just don't want to hurt you, okay? Your heart skipped a beat to his apology. For a moment, he just stared at you. His face flushed and his usual tough demeanor cracking. Then, to your surprise, he sighed and reached out, pulling you into an unexpected hug. Damn idiot, he muttered against your hair. You smiled, wrapping your arms around him, feeling the way your body smushed into his. You know you're a pain in the ass, right? He grunted in agreement. Yeah, we're not exactly easy either. Or innocent. Yeah, well, I missed you, grumpy bastard. He huffed, but this time, there was no anger. I missed you too, idiot.